name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
So, new video. Alright, Meghan tilts her head, and suddenly YouTube's favorite fake expert is diagnosing her marriage. Jesus Enrique Rosas isn't analyzing body language, he's projecting. No credentials, no credibility, just clickbait and a blazer. Alright, so this one is 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Let's listen.
So Meghan sat down with Jamie Kern Lima for 90 minutes for her first interview podcast, and it went exactly as you expect. But the most important part was this minute in which she talks about Harry, and it's not looking good for them. We're gonna analyze her body language, but first, remember to download my free 100 body language tips in the description of this video and in the pinned comment as well.
So Meghan speaks in a calm, poised interview. And suddenly, some random IT guy with a fake expert persona is diagnosing her marriage based on a head tilt. Sir, you are not a behavioral analyst. You're a YouTube conspiracy theorist in a blazer. Let's talk about Jesus Enrique Rosas, also known as the body language guy. Because someone needs to rip the mask off this self-appointed guru who's built a platform obsessing over Meghan with the subtlety of a Reddit troll in a midlife crisis. He's not a psychologist. He's not a behavioral scientist. He's not even trained in criminology or nonverbal communication. His degree? It's in information and communication technology. He's literally closer to coding spreadsheets than reading body language. And the so-called international relations diploma? It's a certificate from a local UN affiliate in Venezuela. Not Harvard, not Oxford, a club membership with extra steps. The man wrote a book called Body Language in 40 Days.
With extra steps.
And thinks that makes him an expert? I could write neurosurgery for dummies. Doesn't mean you should let me operate on your brain. He has zero peer review research, no professional affiliations, no clinical training, just a ring light, an agenda, and a shaky obsession with Meghan's facial muscles. Every video follows the same formula. Take a 3-second clip out of context, slap on dramatic music, claim Meghan's lying, evil, or manipulating Harry, plug his sad little PDF of 100 body language tips. Like it's the DSM-5. It's not analysis. It's not insight. It's not science. It's tabloid trash wrapped in a $9 Canva template. Jesus isn't decoding behavior. He's weaponizing it. He doesn't care about body language. He cares about clicks, outrage, and building a brand off Meghan's name. Because that's the only body he's ever studied. So next time he tries to analyze Meghan's marriage, remember, you're not watching an expert. You're watching a man with a grudge, a green screen, and a god complex. Next time he talks about signals of deceit, tell him to start with his resume. You're not exposing Meghan. You're exposing your own insecurities with bad lighting and worse credentials.
Let's read some of the comments here. I once reported him to YouTube, right? But they keep allowing him to allegedly speak negatively about Princess Meghan, possibly because of the number of followers he has. Now he hears his qualification, makes this even more insidious because he presents himself as some expert. God help us all. Just look what we're going through right now. He's a baggage for God. The grifters needs to go study his last remaining brain cells and his criminal records. Clean up on aisle 8 after that read. I love seeing the haters being pressured. Rosas is a failed librarian. Okay, allegedly, I don't know. He's not fake like you, Mr. Second Scab. Okay, whatever. And this guy that in the video,
Sat down with Jamie
I'm
Curley
talking
for
I'm talking about him, the Asian looking guy. He didn't say he's an expert, but if this guy who's claiming he's an expert and all of the things that the Asian guy is saying to have the expert qualification, he doesn't have it. Alright, so that's that. I just clickbait and a blazer. I can't breathe. Okay, I love you. Someone had to drag this filth. Right, you officially bury him. I've been saying the whole time this guy has no official credential, and yet the fools follow what he says. It's insane. I don't know, there's some people who prefer to hear the lies instead of the truth. And then, I mean, even if both the truth and the lies were to be present to you, you have the obligation to at least go research. There's the laugh here. You hit the nails on the head. Jesus Enrique Vosa is synonymous with fakeness. Okay, it doesn't surprise me because Fords are calling themselves expert, while expert refuse to authentically use their credentials and this hate fest against Meghan. All right, let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment, but let's move on. Okay. If you had to choose, would you rather be Queen of England with all the power, press, and protocol, or will you walk away and live free with your voice and peace intact? Is the crown really worth the cost? All right, this one is almost 2 minutes. Let's listen.
Let me ask you something, and really think about it. If you had to choose, if the crown was placed before you, velvet and gold, gleaming with centuries of power and privilege, would you take it? Would you choose to be Queen of England? Would you choose the palaces, the tiaras, the private jets and the royal estates, the honor guards, the designer gowns, the legacy? Because royalists love to throw that around like it's the ultimate prize. She's going to be queen, they say about Kate. As if that alone justifies everything. The silence, the sacrifice, the scrutiny, as if becoming queen is worth erasing who you are. As if that title is some kind of holy grail for womanhood. But let's tell the truth. Being queen isn't freedom. It's a contract, a gilded performance, a life dictated by tradition, protocol, and PR. You don't get to have a bad day. You don't get to make mistakes. You don't even get to speak for yourself because the palace does it for you. And then there's the press, the royal rota. The British tabloid machine that feeds off your image until there's nothing left but bones. They will build you up just to break you down and call it national duty. One misstep, one look too long, one word too bold, and you're the next headline. Not a woman, not a wife, just copy for their daily outrage. So again, would you take the crown? Or would you walk away from it all? No titles, no rank, but also no muzzle, no surveillance, no constant pressure to smile through the betrayal. Because the real question isn't who wouldn't want to be queen. It's why do they want that so badly if it costs them everything? Would you trade your freedom just to be someone else's idea of a queen? Let that sit. What's your answer?
Not issue. Alright, let's see here. Freedom any day, anytime. A chippy or style monarchy might be okay, but a chippy or style monarchy might be okay, but the British royal family are expensive, toxic, and seem to have Game of Thrones envy. Barring protocol and tabloid, backstabbing is all we see from them. They are a business, not family. Look what they did to Diana. Look what they're doing to Harry. Like she said here, a cheap style. And the thing is that they do not want to leave people alone. That's the thing. They are into everybody's business. And what's happening in the US? Okay, it has the footprint of the UK, in my humble opinion. Freedom, I put it like my mother put it to me in 1963. She was in an abusive marriage with my father. She decided to risk everything, divorce him, finding strength, and it does take strength to just end it. Harry had said that. Where did he say that? I think it was in one of the Invictus thing, where he was giving the speech about the uniform.
Because to be role models, or the role models that each of you are, takes strength and it takes courage. When I talk to my son Archie about what he wants to be when he grows up, some days it's an astronaut, other days it's a pilot. A helicopter pilot, obviously. Or Quasi from Octonauts. If you're laughing, then you've seen it. But what I remind him is that no matter what you want to be when you grow up, it's your character that matters most. And nothing would make his mum and me prouder than to see him have the character of what we see before us today. You. You as a community.
It takes courage, it takes strength and all of that. I'll put the clip that I'm thinking of. Okay, walk away and move forward. She said it always harder to walk away than stay. Okay, freedom. And that's exactly what Harry did. Freedom, laughing my ass off. You have seen my page. I choose freedom over slavery. Catherine had to effing change the character spelling of her effing name. They can choose what they are in a mood to wear. They have to wear what they are told to wear. F slavery, freedom is the best. Alright, all my family and friends say I have no filter, so I will have to walk away with my sanity and integrity. Well stated. Just keep fighting the trolls back. Said we love you forever. Okay, British royals are the worst. Royal families in different regions throughout the world, whether they come across as more regal and relatable, down to earth, they're not cannibalizing their own base on envy while opening their doors to hypersexual mistresses and college stalkers. All right, let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment. Let's move on. Just keep that in mind. Right now, we are... Let me pause this. Oh, this one is 2 minutes. We are at a crossroad. Okay? Either we change the course of our future for our great-grandkids, or like Trump said, bring, MAGA, make America great again, or bring things back again. Many of those people, those royals around the world, they stay quiet, but guess what? If we let it happen, let Trump win, the Trump type of people. I've said where the MAGAs, they have them in every countries, okay? The Tories, I mean, right now I think you have Labours. I'm hearing there's issues with Starmer and all that. It didn't start with Starmer. What's the name of the Prime Minister of the UK right now? Starmer? Am I pronouncing his name wrong? There's some issues that's going on. It's almost like the Democrat. They have those people in every country. Now, what they did here, okay, this is not written anywhere. They frame Trump. They're using him to do the dirty work for them. You think all of those executive orders that he signed, you think he knows what's in there? No. They wrote it for him. They want to destroy America because when you have the groups that helped Biden won, okay, the Hispanic, African American, and what was the other group again? Indian, Native Americans. Okay, these were the groups that helped Biden win. So what they did, they went and disrupt that group. Okay, they separate those groups, and this is why Trump won. When you divide these people, they will always win. So they trap Trump, in my humble opinion. Either you carry out what we want, or else we're gonna expose you to whatever. Look at the Epstein file. They claim there's nothing. I hope someone from the Biden administration have a copy somewhere. That's all I hope. They claim there was nothing. Okay? So they entrap these people. These are things I've been talking a long time ago. Okay? Putin started it with, is it Boris Yeltsin or something like that? Okay? Frame him because he was under investigation. And then when Boris Yeltsin saw that he was going to be put in prison and, prosecuted and things like that, he called Putin to get the prosecutor out of the way. And then they framed the prosecutor with a grainy image or whatever. So that works so well, okay, in Russia. So they duplicated every other countries to get these people. So they probably have something really good on Trump and said, you do that, and then they use Trump as the face of everything. And if this is the crossroad here, if we let them win, don't be surprised. They already established themselves in South America and many other countries. They're waiting for America. I told you that before. Now, the crossroad is whether we allow it to happen or we're going to show the rest of the world how to combat it. So far, the only pushback that we saw, again, in video 1, I'm continuing recording, but there's part 1 and part 2. In part 1, I said, Haitian have already shown how to combat the ICE people when they come to your neighborhood. Alright, I wasn't gonna put any video about the Haitian beating up ICE and Brooklyn, but when I was gonna put a screenshot of this when I went to GPT. I asked, did Haitian beat up ICE in Brooklyn, New York? It says here there is no credible evidence that a group of Haitians beat up ICE agent in Brooklyn. What's actually happening is much different. Okay, so there's all of this. You could go on Chat GPT and ask the same question to read all of this, or pause your screen. So I'm gonna go on X to see what's going on. This is extra, okay? That's not part of my thing here. While I'm editing, I'm putting it. Okay, so there's this tweet here. It says here, ICE got melted by Haitian. They went to the wrong effing borough. We need to see a lot more of this. All right, so this one is a minute and 8 seconds. Okay, Haitian versus ICE. They forgot we've been fighting since 1804. And you see what happened here? They sent black cops to go. There's some other videos that I saw that had where they're literally beating up those white ICE people, agent. But since this is here, let me just share it with you. Okay, instead of taking your videos, your camera to record those ICE agent picking up your loved one, you need to gather and get them off of them because they're not even following the law. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. This is something different. Let me look for the one that I was looking for. They're even fighting with them at the plane. Let's see. Haitian attack ICE pilot in Port-au-Prince. Haitian have hand for ICE everywhere. All right, so there's that here. Okay, so this is the one that I wanted to show you. That's the one. Okay, so ICE pulled up on some Haitian and got beat up. That's the one I wanted to show you. It's 22 seconds. When these ICE agents go to Latino communities, instead of picking up your phone and record, this is what you're supposed to do. This is the blueprint right here. Okay. All right, so there's a music. I know I'm going to be black for. Okay, so this is it. This is women, men, they're all fighting. Unfortunately, I'm gonna look at this woman. You see look at this. Okay. They're beating them up. You see they're not even following the law themselves. Okay. Grabbing people for, oh my god, that's the one I wanted to share with you. All right, but when I went on this is what ChatGPT said. There's no credible evidence. Okay, what is this? This is the evidence. Okay, the video. But anyway, let's get back to the original recording. I forgot why I brought this, or I think the blueprint of how to combat this. All right, but I'm gonna insert this in the video and then I'll pick up wherever I already recorded. I forgot why. I guess I need to show evidence of what I was looking for. All right, so let's get back to the original recording. When you look at history of America getting its freedom from the UK, Haiti helped America. They don't teach you that. Haiti helped America when it's freedom. And then once the racism, it's so deep in these people, so deep, it's to their core. If you see what they've done to Palestine, and when these people are talking, I have some videos about that. When they talk about Palestinians, oh my God, it's like it's a different type of people that's talking. I don't even think they are human. I feel like they possessed. There's no kindness. There's nothing, sentiment, nothing when they talk about these people. So we must not take them very lightly. So after Haiti helped America win its independence, they make sure to keep Haiti on its knees. Each time Haiti starting to stand on its feet, they put it right back down. As what year did they assassinate the Haitian president? 2016, 17, I don't remember. Right? That president was getting to the bottom of all the corruption that was going on in Haiti. They did what they did. You never heard them talk about it. So when we are praying, go back to some of my old videos when I say foot soldiers. These are the people who's allowing the Trump type of people to continue to flourish with their barbaric ways. So Haiti needs education. Despite all of the things that we are talking about, it needs a lot of things. But the fundamental foundation of things where they're putting BS on these young people's mind, give them weapons to go around, murder, do all sort of things to their own people. They need to know their education. When you look at Haiti's history, it's very rich and prosperous. They need to know their history, how courageous their forefathers were. Okay, so their history is the fundamental thing that needs to start with, because we're together, they'll make it. Like I said in one of the videos, I think their motto is what's the motto? Is it union is power? What's the motto? There's a motto for Haiti. I think is unity makes strength. Okay, so they should go back to some of these things, their motto, and follow it, because it's together they'll make it. Because you have these people, those Americans, they go over there to divide them. And they're doing it right here in the US as well, where they divide the minorities and all that. That's how Trump get in power and all of that. It's a model for almost every country. And they're still displaying that fighting spirit within them. As early as, last week? ICE people came to just grab people off the street. Okay, they band together. This is the thing here. They band together. Women, men, fought ICE. Okay, you grab one of them, it's like you're grabbing all of them. And this is a warning for the Caribbean people and this is a sidetrack right now. Before I forget. Usually at the end of the summer, they usually have like a parade, or how do they call this, Mardi Gras or something like that, where the Caribbean come, there's music and all of that. Be very careful during that time. This is where they're gonna come back. Okay, this is where they're gonna come back to grab people. So I hope, if you know anybody who's in Brooklyn, I don't know if other people from different states usually come to celebrate that. Just be very careful. This is where they're gonna come back to grab these people. And then, in my humble opinion, that thing alligator Alcatraz they created in Florida, I think this is where they're gonna put them. These people are barbaric. Okay, they are barbaric. I hope, in my humble opinion, and I hope to God, those things that they're creating, like the alligator Alcatraz, how do they call it? Whatever, that prison thing they create in Florida. If the American people really see what's going on, what Trump is trying to do with its people, I hope that alligator Alcatraz thing will be used for them, because they are disrespecting the Constitution. They're not following any laws, nothing. I came across a video where one of those Border Patrol, who's telling the people below him, how to operate with those people, immigrants, or even if they're not even immigrant, because they're grabbing Americans as well, as long you don't fit the shade. And one of those people asked that particular person, what about the Constitution? He literally telling him to not even follow the Constitution. So they don't even care. So you fighting them. I mean, I'm not telling people to do, but the blueprint is there. Okay, the Haitian already showed you how to do it, because those people, the ICE people, they're not even following the law. Okay, why did I bring all of this? I don't know. Did I read this? Like she said, come Tuesday, it's on. Ladies and gents, limit yourselves to 6 battles. Okay. Remember, this video that I'm doing here, that's my first video since I came back from vacation. So all of the tweets that I'm sharing with you are old, okay, to just keep me up to date. All right. So that was last week. When did she post that? That was June 29. Okay, get the F, that's this here. If you could translate, okay. Ladies and gents, limit yourself to 6 battles, at least for the first hour. Okay, everyone is getting ready for Tuesday. Get the F out of here. What the BS? If you could translate that, we're friends. There's the laugh here. Was it he unhinged or mad? We can afford $12 each. Wait till they see what we can do on Tuesday as ever. Okay, so there's all those hashtags, because that thing, there's some people who got 12 battles. What is it? I didn't buy any. I was away and I only have my phone. I didn't bring my laptop. I think you could buy in like 3, 12. There's some people who bought by cases. All right, so let's listen to this. It's 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Screenshot.
On me, this whole Tea-gate situation that the British media is trying to make into something, and it really ain't fucking nothing. Read between the lines, people. When they are saying Meghan's tea is price gouging, it's too much, even in my comment section, why are you buying these expensive teas? A fool and his money will soon part.
But it's not their money, it's your money. There's a video that I came across where someone was making a review between Meghan's tea and another brand. But let's continue.
First of all, I would never ever fix my fingers to type to another adult who works, why are you buying this? Where the fuck would I get the audacity to do that? If I ever do that, just know I'm probably on some shit. Okay? So when I see comments like this, and then they say, oh, but it's not racism. It's not racism. Yes, it is. Because what they really want to say out loud is, how can your black ass afford this? How can you afford teas like that? And oh my God, and I hate to sound like this because, guys, I'm not rich, but I'm not going to lie. I am a financially comfortable woman. I've spent more money on teas than this. Meghan's tea isn't even the most expensive tea I've ever purchased. At all. You want to go into the medicinal worlds? Those teas are expensive. Okay? So I don't know why they're fighting us over tea that's between $9 and $14. Who fucking cares? It's nothing to me.
They can't mind their own business. The same thing and everything else. They can't mind their own business. Who the hell am I to tell you how to spend your money? Who the hell am I to tell you how to spend? Did I know that you working late night to get whatever you want? Or you work several jobs to get whatever you want? These people are insane. And then they're making things so difficult. Things that should not be difficult at all. They make it impossible for people. I don't understand them. These people are the devil. They possessed. I think that's what it is. They possessed. Because when you see them talk, especially the Israel people, what they're doing to Palestine, they're possessed. They are possessed. It's very scary.
It's chump change to me. Thanks. I gave it to Meghan, and I will continue to give it to Meghan. All right? Study your business. And it sells out every time. And it's just not black women buying this. White women are buying it,
That's
Asian
true.
women, Hispanic, like other people, men, women. Like, everybody's buying this fucking tea. It's not a black thing. But when they see people like me during the review, they attack me. They come in my comments section and have no idea how fucking racist and unhinged they come off simply because I'm saying I genuinely love Meghan's product. It tastes good. So while the British media is pretending like Harry and Meghan are irrelevant, while they're combing around the fucking Midwest looking for factories and logistics to figure out where her products are being packaged in and delivered, like, mind your fucking business. Mind your business. Why is it so important to you?
I don't
Mind your
understand these
business.
people.
And then they got mad when they couldn't figure out where. Well, yeah, no shit. You think Meghan didn't think about this? You think Netflix didn't think about y'all snooping, garbage dumping ass about how you guys were going to be? Let's figure out. I have a list of names right here that I think her spreads are being made at. Like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking losers. I'm going to keep doing reviews, and I'm going to keep buying products. And if y'all think y'all hate us now, bitch, wait until Tuesday. It's on and popping. You'll have a good Sunday. Bye. You know, it's not.
And she sold out too. All right, let's put Shanae. Okay, they haven't seen nothing yet. We're going to buy that wine out in minutes. True, and I hope I can get at least one bottle. There's that. Come on now. I'm only asking for 1 hour. Yeah, and then this is something, I don't know if anybody talk about this. Meghan is not doing any promotion or commercials, nothing. Her promotion is just on IG. Okay? Just on IG. This is why she said when you have a following, you have to respect it, and she take it very seriously.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable, Like, I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like, that is all very new. And so to be able to show, like, you want that, you could totally have that, and you are enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people, like Emily, who's right here. I only know her through Twitter, and I knew she was coming because I saw it on social media.
Stop it, really?
Yes, and she's going on a trip soon to Costa Rica to do some aid work because she said that my UN stuff inspired her. I wrote you a letter. I brought it.
Okay, that is amazing.
Well, I feel a really big responsibility. Like, if you have this kind of job and you have an opportunity to have a profile where people are listening to what you're saying, I really, truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about, like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt? Fine, sure. We can have that conversation. But I'd also like to talk about
Women's rights.
Women's rights and like my work with UN Women or with World Vision or humanitarian trips or just really bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external.
And it's paying off. These people, the model, the blueprint is right in front of them. Why can't they follow this simple blueprint? Be nice. Be authentic. Be reasonable. I don't understand these people. Meghan is not spending money on promotion, commercials, nothing. Ad, nothing. Just her IG. And then the worst thing is, not the worst, but the funny thing is, she just came on IG. Just came on IG. And she's what? I haven't been on it in a while. Let's see. Before I go to the next tweet. To see how many followers she has. Okay, I'm not really posting much. I'm still stuck in 600 something. Alright, Meghan. Okay, let's do the as forever. Okay, 870,000. Okay, so there's her last. These were last week when she was doing her promotion. Like getting ready for the wine. Let's see for her personal account. 4 million. Okay, so there's her thing here. Alright, so back on Twitter. Let's go to the next tweet. Yeah, everything she's doing is on IG only. If she's on another platform, I don't think she is, but I haven't come across. Alright, next tweet. You guys, I get the passion for Meghan Sussex. I feel the same way, but sometimes we will slip up, and that's okay. We know Meghan Markle is Sussex now, And we love that for her. Oh, I got somebody in the comment section once was calling me out. I don't know. Sometime when I'm in the middle of the things, I don't know. All right, but I agree with this person. All right, let's continue. Quoting other publications who are still using Meghan Markle is not a crime. All right, let's listen.
All right, now before you come for me for calling Meghan Sussex Meghan Markle, saying AKA Meghan Markle, this needs to happen for a while until the algorithm pick up Meghan Sussex in it. There is no disrespect. It's what she used to known as. I am going to use Meghan Sussex, but until the algorithm pick up Meghan Sussex as much as it is picking up Meghan Markle, then I will stop using it. I don't mean to disrespect in any way. And of course, you have the rights and power of your free speech and freedom of expression to give me your comment below to let me know how you feel about it. Now, whether or not I am going to comply because you have asked me to do it, that's another story. But you do have your right to tell me how you feel about it when I use Meghan Markle as opposed to Meghan Sussex. I know she's Meghan Sussex. With all due respect, I am going to call her that. But there are times when I will use Markle. If I'm referring to someone else's quote, if I'm trying to make a point, it will come across. It's all right. You can come for me in the comment section.
Yeah, I have that too in some of my videos. Alright, we are her supporters and fans. We should start calling her the way she wanted. Meghan Sussex, it should start from us. Okay, I get it. Misery loves company. Come again. That's our ad. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. I see Kate here. Kate cancel. That's his video here. Okay, Kate cancel last minute and it's recalibrating. William hides on his birthday and it's privacy, but Meghan took maternity leaves and y'all call it betrayal. The hypocrisy is royal and so is the silence. Okay, 2 minutes 5 seconds. Screenshot.
Kate cancels an event hours before showtime and it's called recalibrating. William hides on his birthday and it's private reflection. But Meghan skipped a tour while pregnant, and you all acted like she burned Buckingham to the ground. Let's talk about the hypocrisy that reeks louder than Ascot's perfume cloud. Kate pulled out of Royal Ascot with less than 2 hours' notice, left the King's carriage seat empty, sent staff into full panic mode. And the press response? She's recalibrating her life. She's finding balance.
I think that the Ascot thing, I have a feeling they told her not to show up, and then they wanted the tabloid to have something to talk about, and they used that. That's what I think. She have no say, okay? She has absolutely no say in that institution. It's not like I'm trying to, talk for her, but the way that I see the things running over there, she has no say. And they wanted, I don't think William wanted to be with her. You saw in previous video how they were holding hands. So, yeah, they want to give the tabloid something to talk about, so they told her just to stay.
She's been through a lot. Yeah, no kidding. Cancer, grief, stress. I believe that, and I sympathize. She absolutely deserves time and space to heal. But explain to me why grace was never extended to Meghan. When Meghan miscarried, you called her attention-seeking. When she said she was suicidal, you called her manipulative. When she left the UK to protect her peace, you called it betrayal. Now, let's get to William, the future king. It's his birthday. He releases a perfectly staged photo with puppies and then disappears. No speech, no charity visit, nothing. And suddenly, he's brave for staying home. But Meghan missed a single photo call, and you accused her of sabotaging the monarchy. Make it make sense. You all mocked Meghan for needing time, when she was being eaten alive by the press. But Kate gets a few boos, and suddenly she needs to scale back public life for the rest of the year? Be fucking serious. This isn't compassion. It's propaganda with pearls on. If Meghan had canceled Ascot, you would have said she was feuding with the king. If Meghan posted a family photo and ghosted the public, you would have screamed PR stunt. But when it's William and Kate, it's protect their peace. Here's what it is. Selective outrage. You don't care about duty. You care about obedience. And Meghan refused to be obedient to your narrative. Kate deserves recovery. William deserves support. But so did Meghan. And you all gave her hell instead. So stop preaching dignity when you only practice it from one side of the palace gates.
That's true. Okay, you are magnificent. Read them. They vanish without notice and get praised for self-care or privacy. Meghan stepped back to actually give birth and is branded disloyal. What is that? STDs aren't the blatant. They're institutional, if silent, complicit. Then the royal family and UK press are neck deep in it. Okay, well, I haven't seen any genuinely good person who hates Meghan's. They are just delusional and envious individual. Keep triggering these winkle parasites. Alright, so there's that. I read all the Meghan trolls posts and the stuffy ass British accent. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I need to finish. At least edit these for you guys. I haven't put anything out for like a week. Well, except that video I did, where is it? This one. How many people watch it so far? Because later I'm gonna put it only for my members. If you saw it, you saw. 23 people so far. 4 thumbs up. Alright, let's go to the okay, this is the next tweet. Okay, the palace threatened legal action over the Rose Hanbury affair rumors, yet never denied them. Kate vanished, Rose got iced out, and the media got muzzled. Charles did it. Why would William? Where there's royal smoke? Alright, all those hashtags. Let's listen. 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Let's talk about the scandal the palace really doesn't want you discussing. No, not Megxit, not Spare, not even the disastrous Caribbean tour. I'm talking about Rose Hanbury. In 2019, rumors exploded that Prince William, the future King of England, was allegedly having an affair with Rose Hanbury, a former model, a political wife, and most damning of all, Kate's friend and neighbor. Not some random woman, not a fleeting affair from a foreign trip. No, this was someone who shared dinners, parties, and playgrounds with the Waleses. Someone who lived just down the road. And when the story broke, the palace didn't ignore it like they do everything else. They brought out the big guns. Lawyers, threats, gag orders. They made media outlets yank stories mid-publication. That kind of panic doesn't scream innocence. In fact, it did the opposite. Because in PR, the moment you start screaming, there's nothing to see here, that's exactly when everyone starts watching. Kate vanished from the spotlight for a while. Rose, allegedly exiled from royal events. But we're supposed to believe everything was just peachy? Let's be honest. If this were Meghan, the Daily Fail would run a 15-part expose and hired a body language expert to analyze the betrayal. But when it's the heir to the throne, suddenly everyone gets amnesia. And here's the kicker. Well, Charles did it. So, are we really pretending it's beyond the realm of possibility? This is the same institution that excused decades of infidelity from King Charles, then rolled out the red carpet for Camilla like she's Cinderella. They turned a scandal into a coronation. So, don't act shocked if history is repeating itself, just with a better PR team and more NDAs. No, it was never...
better PR team, still the same stupidity. That's all.
Confirmed. No, we don't have CCTV footage, but the palace's overreaction, that was the tell. They didn't deny it because it was absurd. They tried to erase it because it was believable. So maybe the Rose Hanbury affair is just a rumor. But in a monarchy built on image, perception is reality. And the reality is, the cracks in the royal marriage started long before the Photoshop disaster. Because where there's smoke in Sandringham, there's usually a bonfire burning just out of sight.
Alright, let's see here. The queer's still talking even after being proven to be a liar. That doesn't know shit. Alright, mind your own damn business. Haven't seen Kate with her since. Also, it was mentioned there was a love child. Then pegging was also mentioned. Not Jason is in the mix. And now the monarchy are going to be getting involved with pride, allegedly. Wow, you really hit a nerve. There's a laugh here. The derangers came running, flinging insults like it's their full-time job. Truth clearly makes them very uncomfortable. Keep on keeping on. Okay, love to read you. The truth will out eventually. Kensington Palace weren't there. So as they know the consequences, the truth will come out, and I'm ready for it. So whatever's here, I'm not gonna read all of that. Okay, there was a huge panic, evidenced by Richard K. Adley inserted Harry and Meghan to divert attention away from the dearest Rose and Prince William. Wooten initially reported on the alleged affair and switched from criticizing William to targeting Harry and Meghan. This realignment was reported on by Byline Times. Alright, so this was from 2023. March 24, 2019, evidence of scapegoating the day after Williams' alleged affair with Hanbury was exposed. Adley, Richard K's article in the Daily Mail compares and contrasts Kate versus Meghan and framed the Cambridges as good and Sussex's. So there's all of that. This is the neighbor. Whatever. So there's that. You could pause and read. Let me go to the next one. Keep in mind, there's 2 parts to this recording. This is part 2. I'm continuing. I have 2 more tweets. Oh my god, I talk too much. Okay, I figured it out. The people who hate Meghan Markle, Meghan Sussex, the most are the one most bitter about their own lives. She's not fake. She's just free. And bitter people don't know what to do with someone who's unbothered. Okay, there's all those hashtags. 1 minute and 37 seconds. Screenshot.
I've figured it out. The people who hate Meghan the most are the ones who are secretly bitter about their own lives. Every time I hear someone call Meghan insufferable, fake, manipulative, it's like clockwork. 9 times out of 10, it's coming from someone who lives in a constant state of bitterness. Like, genuinely, they're jaded. They don't believe people can be kind without a hidden agenda. They don't believe in joy unless it's drenched in sarcasm. They walk through life with this gray, cynical filter over everything. And when they see someone like Meghan, who's bright, hopeful, audacious enough to heal out loud, it triggers something in them because it reminds them of a version of themselves they were taught to suppress. She's not fake, she's free. And bitter people, they don't know what to do with someone who's free. Now, contrast that with people who love Meghan. These are people who are actively working on themselves, who want to grow, who want to be happy. They journal, they go to therapy. They actually believe in evolving and breaking generational curses. They see Meghan not as perfect, but as someone trying to live honestly, to protect her peace, to be joyful, even if it makes others uncomfortable. You know what's truly insufferable? Walking around with that much unprocessed resentment that someone else's happiness feels like a personal attack. That's what Meghan haters are really carrying. So, the next time someone calls her insufferable, ask yourself, is she really insufferable? Or are they just too bitter seeing someone living unbothered? Sometimes, I can't stand her is just code for, she makes me feel small and I don't know why.
Alright, let's see here. Yep, your conclusion is accurate. We've all come to the same conclusion. That's why Meghan's fans only focuses on positivity and upbuilding content from her. We pay those bitter derangers nothing but dust, just like Meghan does. There's the clap here. That's an ad. Oh, she's bothered, alright. No doubt about it. 100% correct. If I don't like someone, I avoid, move on. And on this here hellhole, I block so I don't have them spreading their contaminated content onto me. Yeah, that's what I do too. And usually when they show themselves is a perfect time to just block. Okay, this really ate. Quote, imagine having so much unprocessed resentment that someone else's happiness feel like a personal attack. Facts. Okay, love you on TikTok too. That's an ad. So let's move on. I have one more after this. Let's see here. Oh, there's him again. Keep in mind, all of this is just to keep me up to date with what was going on last week while I was going on vacation. So I put all those TikTok videos together. Next one. All right. They didn't just attend the wedding, they declare war on it. The monarchy, through a royal fairy tale, will save face. But the optics, the choir, the power, the wedding was never just a celebration, it was a warning. Alright, 3 minutes.
This is the Sussex Diaries, Royal Rebels in real time, where we break down how a monarchy tried to spin a fairy tale but got rebellion instead.
Okay, I have part 1 of this. I don't know if it's gonna be on this video or on part 1. And I wish I knew there were part 1 and part 2. I would have put it one after the other. So this is part 2. Alright.
You saw the dress, the choir, the kiss on the steps. But this isn't just a wedding, it's a warning. Part 2, the wedding was a warning. Let's start with the optics. St. George's Chapel, Black Gospel Choir.
So darling, darling, stand by me.
I came across another video. It's not a Harry and Meghan video, where there was a wedding and the attendees at the wedding was singing it. One getting up from a different part of the church or wherever they were sitting, another one stood up to continue the music, the song, that song, Stand By.
A black bishop preaching about love and slavery.
And the other thing as well with that wedding, there was a lot of thought that went to it. And what is it? Was it that, or was it the reception that Charles wanted one of his buddies to take care of it, and Harry was like, nope, he's not getting involved. But you could see the thought process that went behind that wedding, the music, and that was something that I think Charles picked. Was it the choir? But whatever. There was a lot of thinking that went behind that to make it look flawless. Let's continue.
The late Dr. Martin Luther King once said, and I quote, "We must discover the power of love, the redemptive power of love. And when we do that, we will make of this old world a new world."
Thinking from this guy's perspective, I mean, I didn't finish listening to what he said. I could see it as the warning now. It came straight to them, the head of the snake, to tell them to change their ways. Did they do that? Nope. That's the only way I could see it. I haven't finished listening to that video yet of his review, but looking from this perspective of warning, okay, you have Harry and Meghan in particular, went to the snake pit, and Harry warning them to change their ways. Instead of changing their ways, they quadruple, and you name it, they double down on their evil ways. So they're gonna find out. All right, you know, the F1 find out. Let's continue. Let me see what he said about the warning part.
But love is the only way. There's power in love. Don't underestimate it.
Doria Raglan, solo, composed, the only member of Meghan's family present. It wasn't subtle. This wedding didn't whisper change. It screamed it. The firm agreed to it all, publicly. But behind the scenes, the resentment was already simmering. Let's talk pre-wedding tabloid warfare. Remember the headlines? Meghan made Kate cry? That turned out to be false. Meghan told Oprah it was the other way around. And the receipts? Never released. But the smear stuck. Meanwhile, Meghan's dad staged paparazzi pics.
That's
and
sad.
Ghosted last minute. Her half-sister sold interviews. And what did the palace do to shield her? Absolutely nothing. But they made sure the Bridezilla stories ran on time. The wedding was watched by over 29 million people. Meghan was radiant. The public loved her. And that's when things got dangerous. For an institution built on hierarchy, nothing's scarier than the outsider, becoming more beloved than the future queen. The press pivoted fast, from obsession to destruction, because love makes headlines, but hate sells papers. The wedding should have been their golden ticket. Instead, it marked the countdown. Next episode, we get into Frogmore exile, the invisible contracts, the leaks, and how the palace used pressed access to push the Sussexes out. Follow for part 3, Exile in Plain Sight.
Maybe I should look for part 3.
This
Alright, let's see here. You should actually write a book. Alright, 29 million Americans saw the wedding. 2.9 billion people worldwide saw the wedding. Preach on my brother. Alright, so the numbers. Okay, please, I totally 100% agree with you. This is prescient, considering the story that was just written by a royalist concerning conversations between a couple of dead people. Yeah, of course, it's all about how awful Meghan was in the run-up to the wedding. They really were offended by everything about her. Okay, the 29 million people was in the UK, but globally it was watched by 2 billion. Okay, I love your content. Thank you so much for sharing. The undermining of things, my God, these people, they don't know any other way. It's the same thing that they allegedly did with Netflix. All right, trying to undermine her work with Netflix. They tried to undermine her wedding, and then in the facade they pretend they're welcoming her. This is evil. Real emotion cannot be understood or felt by the psychopathic working royals. Their racism runneth over on that day. Alright, that fairy tale wedding was shrouded in untouchable destiny and serendipity. Their union was written in the stars, out of the old world into the new. That's the thing as well, to make them change, but they don't want to change. Okay, everything on that day, things were going to change big time, and Harry's favorite. Harry is blessed beyond measure. I agree with that, but there are some like rights. What I mean by right is like, I think Harry was tested over and over by the spiritual world to see if he will choose the right path. And because he passed some of the tests, I cannot explain this, but that's the way that I see it. Because there's so many ways that he could have gone, but still he chose the hard path. And that path was the hard way and the right way. It was never easy for him. He was tested over and over and over again. And I think he passed it. And this is why the road seemed, it looked easy from the facade. But in the background, the choices when he's by himself to think, what should I do, this and that, it was hard. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Knowing what we know, it was really hard. And this is why sometimes I share with you, there's two roads. Meghan's road was straightforward. Okay, straight. She knew what she wanted to do. She went straight to it. She had her own little struggles here and there. Okay, but her focus was straightforward, her path. But Harry, on the other hand, before he could meet Meghan, okay, there was that zigzag. Okay, back and forth, and then eventually it aligned to meet with Meghan. I've talked about this many times. I'll show you those two roads that I'm talking about. The straight one is Meghan, the zigzag one is Harry, and he had to go through a lot of difficult path to make the I think it's educational, learn from those mistakes in order for him to meet Meghan. Because if he was, let's say, look at William, I think in part 1, there's a video where William is sitting on the carriage, and it seems like he was the first one in, and the women are struggling to get on the carriage. He just sit there. Have he learned anything? No. But there's Harry, wherever he's going, as, what is it? There was something that he did not too long ago, going on stage. And he was in front, and then when he realized the woman was behind him, he stepped aside and let the lady go first. So there are a lot of things that he went to learn just that basic things. Okay, William should have known that. So Harry was tested over and over and over again before he could meet Meghan, because if he was, just out of the palace without experiencing those hard times, I don't think Meghan would be able to deal with him. And this is why Meghan had told him to get help. Was it on Inspire where they were cooking, and then out of nowhere during that discussion, and whatever happened, the yelling or whatever, and Meghan was like, she removed herself from the situation and went in the bedroom, and when Harry realized Meghan is not back, he went to look for her, and then Meghan spoke with him and said, if you want to raise a family, this kind of attitude, I don't want it. And you could see, based on that and how they're living their life now, and Harry said he was scared. He didn't want to lose her.
People have said my wife saved me.
Yeah.
I was stuck in this world.
Yeah.
And she was from a different world and helped sort of draw me out of that. But none of the elements of my life now would have been possible without me seeing it for myself.
Yeah.
As we know, it's one of the, it's hard to change. It's almost impossible to change other people.
Yeah.
You got to start with changing yourself
Exactly.
and allow that growth to happen. But yes, my partner is an exceptional human being, and I'm eternally grateful for the wisdom and the space that she's been able to give to me.
Well, there's an incident in the book where you kind of lose it. I think you lose your temper, and she says to you, you can't do that with me.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be with a person who does that.
Mm-hmm.
I will not have children with a person who does that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to figure out what's going on inside yourself. And my wife, bless her soul, has always challenged me she wouldn't put up with anything less than my true self.
Mm-hmm.
And what a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And so relationships, but not just with spouses, but also with people who see you and accept you, such an important part of healing, I think.
And I needed that.
Yeah.
I really needed that. I needed that pushback. I needed that moment of, again, scared of losing her. And it was a real moment because of the question that she asked.
Yeah.
She said, is it because that was how you were brought up, or that you've experienced or seen or heard, other people within your life speak to women like that? And it was like a light bulb moment. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Not an excuse.
No.
Just
An
understanding of how these things manifest themselves, and how we are so much a product of our own upbringing.
So what did he do? He went and get help. And this is the work, the foundation that was needed. I think, like I said, he was tested over and over again. And I'm glad that happened, that disagreement happened, so Meghan could acknowledge it and put a stop to it. And Meghan wasn't faced with him being a royal. She married before, so I'm sure if she wants to get to the next level, she doesn't want to deal with some basic things that could easily destroy the marriage that Harry is not aware of. And Meghan put him on notice. She doesn't want that. And this is why those pictures, those Disneyland videos, the family pictures we're seeing, they're happy, they're doing that thing. Harry had to work for it. This is the foundation that allowed them to get to this point, to see those beautiful pictures, because he had to work for it. All right, let me read what's there and move on. I have one more. Okay, one or two. I remember this day like it was yesterday. We lived 10-minute drive from Windsor Castle. My hubby's cousin was visiting from US first time. I got up early, did breakfast. He took her out to see the wedding. I stayed home to watch as I didn't want to miss a beat. They saw Harry and Meghan carriage. Okay, 2 of 2. As it swung onto the long mile, caught a full sight of them. I always say when Bishop started to preach, he knew why he was calling on all in heaven and the ancestors to cover and protect Harry and Meghan. When you know, you know. Windsor's Great Park is where we used to go for our Sunday morning walks. Okay, the wedding was watched by 1.9 billion people. Love your content. All right, there's more comment, but I'm not scrolling down. This is my last one. Okay, this one has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. Maybe I should look for the other one. He said there was another one. Maybe I should just finish. This has to do with tennis. Coco with that other player that disrespected her in a way. So many things to say here. If it was the other way around, if it was Coco who disrespected her, I don't think they will try to revamp her image. Let's give Coco credit. You know, she just want to move forward, but it was just to pop up this I don't remember her name, her image. Okay, this only benefits, okay, there's her name here, Sabalenka. They're trying to rehabilitate her and using Coco to do it. If Coco said no, she'd be portrayed as the problem. If Coco was the one who exhibit poor sportsmanship, they will have a field day promoting the rivalry with her as the villain. You could go online. Was it the French Open that Coco beat her? And then she was saying something that, what was it? I forgot her reasoning. You could go look and see her response to that. All right, so this is the video. It's only 13 seconds. It's unbelievable the way that they know. If people had shut their mouth and allow her BS to run, what's her name, Sabalenka, okay, to run, and there was no pushback, it would be fine. It's because a lot of people were against it, saying that at that time, okay, all of the players, by the way, who participate in at that level, whether they got dismissed the first round or second round, whatever, they are good. It's just that day, that particular time, it just wasn't good for them. Okay, and they had to put more effort onto their games. So at that time, Coco was at her top. And I come across other videos where I don't know who she was playing with. I'm talking about Coco, the black, the African, the black player. Okay, I come across videos where the umpire, is that, how do they call it? Umpire or referee, or the one that sit on top of the chair with the umbrella. I came across a video where Coco had to confront the umpire to let her know, look, you did something wrong here. I let it pass a couple times, but you're cheating for the other player. Alright, so God is good. It just show, I mean, to be at that level, there's a lot of restraint you have to, especially for African American or just black players in particular. You have to hold back, and then in the long run, it just show grace, respect, and the tranquility and of the player, and it also crush the narrative of those racists. But anyway, let's watch this. It's only 13 seconds. Yeah, let's give Coco pop, but this was not for Coco. It was for her, that white player. What's her name? Sabalenka. So there's more comments, but I don't want to read it. People knows. I mean, you cannot fool black people, okay? Look at some of the thing here. Okay, always wrong, but we have to be used to sanitize what those who've wronged us have done. Coco is being used in this instance. I don't like it one bit. Yeah, I mean, she did it. Let's just say, like the caption said, if she didn't do it, they will blame it on her. Okay, turn the narrative on her. She just did get it out of the way, but people like me, people with common sense, know, you know, they're trying to, you know, use it. Okay, there's this one here. Coco is better than me. Pretty much the same sentiment. People then buy it. Okay, people then buy it. Alright, so let's do a prayer. Oops, prayer for foot soldiers. Okay, so they could do the right thing to not, even though some of the videos, the TikTok videos that I share with you, part 1 and part 2, was talking about Harry and Meghan, but I brought in some politics and things like that. So this prayer is gonna be for foot soldiers. Foot soldiers are the people who's carrying out the savagery of those on top. Let's say, for instance, Trump. All right, he write those executive orders. Not him who wrote it. I think some other people, but he signed it. Who's carrying out the work for them? Okay, who's on the street, grabbing people on the street, not just them. I'm talking about those Palestinian soldiers, not Palestinian, those Israeli soldiers. They look possessed. There's one video that I saw. They look possessed. I don't know what they do to them when they talk. It's like you're not listening to a human being at all. Pure savagery, monstrous type of mentality. These are the people I'm praying for to get out of the hypnotism, to see reality, the humanity of things, because they don't care who they're hurting. Babies, children. This is why YouTube gave that warning to not talk about that. These are the same group of people who stay behind the scene, who's allowing the savagery that's going on in the Middle East, so people don't talk about it, because they know what they're going after. Israel is going after. When you hear, if I do that video, I have it on the list somewhere, you hear that. Let me pause for a second and look for it, because this cannot be explained. It took me about 30 minutes trying to look for the video. I cannot find it, but and there are some of the videos that I have tweets I put on the list for me to share with you at some point. Okay, like some of these here, some of them are not even there anymore. They removed them, so it's probably in one of those that are removed. So there's this kid who's crying for food or whatever. Since I have it here, let's see what he says. The despair in his face. Oh my God. There's some tweet that I came across where people saying, well, there's the ocean, why don't they go fish and things like that. Guess what? When they go to the ocean to fish, they shoot at them. I mean, this is unacceptable. But anyway, I was looking for the video of a soldier who was talking. It's like he was possessed. How he doesn't care about who he killed. It's unbelievable. Since this video is not showing a kid is dying, because YouTube said don't show people's dying or whatever. That's the kid. He's alive. He's talking and things like that. He's just in despair. Okay, but the other video that I really wanted to share with you, I can't. So what I wanted to do is what I wanted to do is show you the foot soldiers who's doing the footwork for those people who are in power, who's, it seems like they really put a spell on them to be barbaric. So this is the prayer for that, to remove that spell for those young people, to see the atrocity that they're making them do, destroy other lives. For what? I just don't freaking understand. Okay, prayer for foot soldiers. I don't know if that would be anything. Foot soldiers. To see, I don't know. Let's see if I find a prayer that actually close to what I want to say. A prayer for foot soldier could focus on asking God for protection, strength, guidance, to see the light. This is the main thing for me. For those who's carrying out the barbaric thing, to see the light. Not to protect them or whatever, but to see the light, the atrocity that they're carrying out for those people on top. I want to be specific. To see the light, recognize the challenge faced by military personnel. Okay, let's look for an image, see if there's something. Let's do this one. Okay, but if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus, his son, cleanses us from all sins. All right, let's see this one. It didn't hit the mark for me. My prayer for today: God, guide our footsteps. Let us get out of the way. Let us decrease. Let God increase, what we may bring him glory. As we walk with God, let our light shine so bright that when people see us, they see Jesus in us. That's the closest, I think. Okay. Prayer for God's grace. Prayer for today. Tonight's prayer. I don't know if there's anything that for them to see. Okay, prayer for compassion. Let's see. Let's say soldiers compassion. Is there anything? Okay, so let's just use compassion. Prayer for compassion. Let's remove the soldier for compassion, but technically it's for the soldiers to see compassion and the light. Okay, dear God, we pray for a compassionate heart. Help us be more understanding and empathetic toward others. Maybe this is it. This is what these foot soldiers need: compassion and understanding to see the nonsense that they're carrying out. I mean, when you look at some images, videos in particular, you have to ask yourself, what do these people have in their heart for them when they're arresting people? They have that anger within them to just hit, literally, physically hit the other person that they're arresting. What is going on within their core? Because I just don't see how the anger that they have within them coming out like this. What did other people do to them for them to be that way, to that anger to come out of them? I was watching another video. I think this person was at Walmart, and they arresting that Walmart worker. They tase him, and while the tasing him, literally close range, and another one was holding the shelf so the shelf doesn't fall, and while the tasing the other person to absorb the tase. Where do these people come from? Where do they come from? That lack of compassion, that barbaric inner core barbaric behavior, I don't know where do these things come from. Where do they come from? So this is, if you look back at some of old videos, when I'm saying prayer for foot soldier, these are the things. Oh my God. Okay, let me stop this video. There's so much to record for you guys, but I thought I start with those TikTok videos to keep us up to date, at least me, up to date of what's going on. All right, but there's so much more to record, but I need to edit some videos for you guys. All right, so that's it. Keep in mind there's part 1 and part 2. All right, thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.